Welcome you all to the course Database Management System. Myself, Muhammad Asifuddin Mondal, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Narula Institute of Technology, and this is lecture number 27 of this particular course. And these are the topics which I am going to cover during my lecture. Actually, this lecture is concentrating on the concept of 4NF. But before discussing the 4NF, we have to know what is multi-valued dependencies, in short MVD, because the 4NF is based on multi-valued dependency. Then I will discuss about the concept of trivial and non-trivial multi-valued dependency. After that, I will discuss the concept of fourth normal form 4NF, and then a case study will be explained later. So to start with multi-value dependency, as I have mentioned, multi-value dependency is in short known as MVD. But before discussing MVD, just recap what is functional dependencies. Let me draw how to represent the functional dependency in relational database. Suppose X and Y are two subset of attributes in relation R, and functional dependency is represented in the form of X arrow Y. In short, it is known as FD, X arrow Y. That means Y is functionally dependent on X, or we can say that X determines Y, and FD is represented in that form X arrow Y. This means when we can say that X arrow Y, when for a particular value of X, if there is a unique value of Y, then we can say that FD X arrow Y exists. For a particular value of X, if there is a unique value of Y present in a relation R, then we can say that X or Y functional dependency exists in that relation. So X or Y means Y is functionally dependent on X, or we can say that X functionally determines Y. Now in most of the cases, in every relation, we found FD exists, means functional dependency exists in maximum relation. But in some cases are there where a particular relation doesn't have any functional dependency. Consider the case EMP, consider the relation EMP, which consists of three attributes. ename is for employee name, pname is for project name where a particular employee assigned, and dname is the dependent name. And if you look at the relation in EMP, in that relation no FD, means no functional dependency, actually exists here. Why? Let me draw it first clear. Let's clear the screen. Now can we write ename? In short, I am writing en. Can we write en arrow pname? Pname I am writing here in short pn. No, the answer is no. We can't write en arrow pn. Why? Because for a particular value of en, there is no unique value of pm. For instance, if you provide en, for example Smith, en means employee name. Again I am repeating, en means employee name, pn means pname. So consider the example. Suppose the ename is Smith, there is a Smith, then the corresponding how many values there? Pname, X and Y. So for a particular employee name Smith, we have two pname, two project name, X and Y. So that means for a particular value of employee name, there is no unique value of pname. Rather, for a particular value of en, we have multiple value of pname. So this is not a functional dependency. That means we cannot write en arrow pn. So we can't write. So this functional dependency doesn't exist. Now can we write en means employee name, arrow dependent name, dname I am writing in short dn. Can we write this functional dependency? No, because for a particular value of employee name Smith, we have two dname, John and Anna. So that means this functional dependency also doesn't exist. Similarly, we can't write pname arrow dname because for a particular value of pname x, we have two values, John as well as Anna. So we can see that the relation EMP has no functional dependencies. So the first point has to be clear. This is the the example of relation where we have no functional dependencies. Second point, if you look at the relation, then you can easily get the point that the attribute pname attribute is a multi-valued attribute. Why? Multi-valued attribute means, again I am just recapitulating multi-valued attribute. Multi-valued attribute is the attribute which have multiple values for a specific record or for a specific entity. If you consider a specific entity or specific record, for example Smith, then for Smith, against the p name we have multiple value. One value is x, other value is y. So for particular record Smith, we have multiple value of p name x and y. So p name is a multi-valued attribute. Similarly, if you consider dname is also here multi-valued attribute because for a particular record Smith, we have multiple dname value, John, Anna. So multiple attribute is dname. So in that relation we have two multi-valued attribute, pname and dname. So these two are the multi-valued attributes. Now, so first point is that the EMP relation has no functional dependency, and the employee relation has two multi-valued attribute, employee name and dname. Now discuss the concept of multi-valued dependencies. Now, a relation has multi-valued dependency if a particular relation has two independent 1:n relationship like A is to B and A is to C are mixed in a same relation R, then an multi-valued dependency may arise in a relation. Let me explain that concept. If a particular relation has two 1:n relationship, if exists in a relation, 1:n means for a particular value of x there is a n number of value of y, means A is to B and A is to C. For example, if you consider that example, for example, let me draw it. Suppose for employee name, ename, I am writing in short en, and what is the relationship with en and p name? P name means pn. What is the relationship between en and pn? Is that a single value of en, we have multiple value of pn is represented in terms of n. For example, employee name is Smith, then we have how many p name value? 2. So n may be 2, 3, 4 like that. So this is not a functional dependency, rather we can represent it in that way. That means employee name or the ename multi-determines pn. So that means for a particular value of employee name or ename, we have multiple value of pname, as well as for a particular value of en, at the same time simultaneously for a particular value of en, we have multiple value of dname. I am writing here as in short dn. Again it is 1:n relationship. Why? For For one value of en, we have n number of dn. For example, if the e name means employee name is Smith, how many dn or d name value are there? John and Anna. So here n is 2, so n may be 2, 3, 4 like that. So in the relation EMP, we have two 1:n relationship. This is 1 1:n relationship. Here 1:n relationship exists between En and Pn, and this is another 1:n relationship exists. Here 1:n relationship exists between En and Dn. So two 1:n relationship exist. And another important point here is that these two multivalued attributes, the Pn and Dn, are independent with each other. Means Pn and Dn are not dependent. Means they are not like that way. They are not related in that fashion. Pn arrow Dn or Dn arrow Pn. Again, let me explain. That should not be there. So in the relation EMP, we have two 1:n relationship exist. One 1:n relationship is between employee name to project name P name, and second 1:n relationship exists between employee name and D name. But that means we have two 1:n relationship exist. But the point here is that these two multivalued attribute P name and D name, they are not related with each other. They are not dependent with each other. That means neither Dn is functionally dependent on Pn nor Pn is functionally dependent on Dn. That means no functional dependency exists between Pname and Dname. Then we can say that MVD means multivalued dependency exists in the relation EMP, and these two and the relation EMP has two multivalued dependency. One is En double arrow Pn, En double arrow Dn. But if Pn and Dn has some kind of relationship, then we can't say that MVD exists there. Now just check whether the relation EMP has an MVD or not. Suppose first we have to check whether 1:n relationship exists or not. If we provide employee name Smith, we have how many P name value? X and Y. So En multi-determines Pn. So this is the 1:n relationship. Second, if we provide the employee name Smith, we have how many D name value? 2, John and Anna. So another 1:n relationship exists, and this is the relationship between En and En. So in the relation EMP, we have two 1:n relationship exist. Second, we have to check whether P name and D name are related with each other or not. Means they are functionally dependent with each other or not. If P name and D name are related with each other, means if they have functional dependency, then we cannot say that MVD exists. So all 1:n relationship is not sufficient. Relation should have two 1:n relationship, as well as the multivalued attributes should not be related with each other. Now let's check the second condition, whether P name and D name are related with each other or not. If we provide P name value X, we have how many D name value? John, and here for P name we have Anna. So for a particular value of P name, we don't have unique value of D name. For a particular value of P name, we have multiple value of D name. So D name is not functionally dependent on P name. Similarly, if you provide D name value John, what is the value of P name? X as well as Y. So for a particular value of D name, we don't have a unique value of pname. So pname is not functionally dependent on dname. So pname and dname, these two attributes are not functionally dependent each other. So we can say that the relation EMP has multi-valued dependencies, and these multi-valued dependencies are ename, double arrow pname, and ename, double arrow dname. So again, just summarize what is multi-valued dependency. If a particular relation have two 1:n relationship exist, and this two 1:n relationship are independent with each other, then we can say that the relation has an MVD. Again, I am repeating, a relation has an MVD if the relation has two 1:n relationship exist in them, as well as the multi-valued attributes are not dependent with each other, then we can say that the relation has an MVD. And next, another definition. In the previous slide, I have given the informal definition of multi-valued dependency, and this is the formal definition of multi-valued dependency. As I have mentioned, it is specified by X double arrow Y, specified on relation schema R, where X and Y are subset of relation R, and specifies the following constraint on any relation state R of R. Suppose we have two tuples T1 and T2 exist in R such that T1x is equal to T2x, then two tuple T3 and T4 should also exist in R, and consider another attribute Z. Here X is the attribute, so consider another attribute Z. X and Y are the already attribute I mentioned, and Z is the another attribute which is not same as X and Y. Then these three conditions should satisfy. T3x is equal to T4x equal to T1x equal to T2x, T3y equal to T1y, and T4y equal to T2y, and similarly T3z equal to T2z and T4z equal to T1z. Actually, this total symbolic representation actually if we translate the symbolic representation, we will get the informal definition of multi-valued dependency, what I have discussed in my previous slide. So you can dry run in your plain paper, then we will be able to get the informal definition of multi-valued dependency. Next concept is the classification of multi-valued dependency. Now the multi-valued dependency can be classified into two categories. One is trivial and non-trivial. Now trivial multi-valued dependency and multi-valued dependency X double arrow Y in R is called trivial multi-valued dependency if any one of these conditions are holds. If either Y is a subset of X or X union Y is equal to R, then we can say that the multi-valued dependency X or Y is trivial. For example, consider the relation EMP underscore projects. Now, for a particular value of ename, we have multiple value of pname. For a particular value of ename Smith, we have how many pname value? X and Y. So two pname value are there. That means we can write ename double arrow pname. Means employee name or the ename multi-determines pname. So this is, first of all, this is MVD, multi-valued dependency. Now the question is that MVD, that multi-valued dependency, is a trivial or non-trivial. The question, that is for sure, this is multi-valued dependency. The question is, this is trivial multi-valued dependency or non-trivial multi-valued dependency. Let's check whether any one of these two conditions are satisfied or not. Now ename double arrow pname, here ename is x and pname is y. The first condition, x double arrow y is a trivial if y is a subset of x. If y is a subset of x, here y is pname. Pname is a subset of ename? No, they're totally two different attributes. So y is not a subset of x. So the condition A doesn't hold here. Second, whether x union y, if you combine attribute x and y, whether this is equal to the relation R or not. So let's check the condition B. So if you union ename and pname, so ename union pname, is this equal to R? Yes, ename union pname is equal to R because the relation R here is project. Here R is equal to, this is R. So if we do ename in short I am writing en. If we do union pname, I am writing here in short pn. If we write en union pn, so yes, we'll getting the relation R. So that means the condition B is true. This is holding. This is true. This is not satisfying. The first condition is not holding here, but the condition B satisfies. If we union these two attributes, then we are getting back the original relation EMP underscore projects. So we call that this multi-value dependency is trivial multi-value dependency. An MVD, next, an MVD that satisfies neither A nor B is called non-trivial multi-value dependencies. Let's explain with another example here. Suppose we have a relation R. Suppose we have a relation R, and suppose it consists of following attributes A, B, C, and D. So relation R has four attributes A, B, C, D. And suppose a multi-valued, suppose an MVD, for example, A, B, double arrow B. Let's assume that this exists in relation R. Now, whether this is trivial or non-trivial MVD. So we have to check condition A and B. What is the condition A? Whether y is a subset of x. Here this is x and this is y. Now check whether y is a subset of x or not. Yes, B is a subset of AB. So B is definitely B is a subset of AB. That means condition A is hold. So if any one of the two conditions are satisfied, then we can say that the MVD is trivial. So in that case, this is trivial MVD. Now explain the non-trivial MVD. Suppose we have, so this is trivial MVD. I am writing in short T, trivial MVD. Now if we write AB, for example, AB arrow C, then what happens? Now C is not a subset of AB, so first condition is not true. Now second, X union Y means if you union A, B and C, whether we will get back the R? No, we are not getting back the R. So if you union A, B and C, then we are not getting back the relation R, because relation R has 4 attributes A, B, C, D. But if you union A, B, C, just we are getting A, B and C, not D is not there. So second condition is also not holding. So we can say that this MVD is non-trivial. So this is non-trivial MVD. So in short, I am writing it as a non-trivial MVD NT. So this is non-trivial MVD. So non-trivial MVD means neither A nor B is satisfied. Now come to the point of 4NF. In the previous normal form, whatever I have discussed means starting from 1NF, 2NF, 3NF and BCNF means Boy's code normal form. All the normal form are normalization are done on the basis of functional dependencies. But if a relation doesn't have any functional dependencies, but if it has multiple dependencies, then we can normalize it with the help of 4NF. Now a relation schema R is in 4NF with respect to a set of dependencies F. Now functional, it may include functional dependency and multiple dependency. So a relation schema R is in 4NF with respect to a set of functional dependencies F if for every non-trivial multiple dependency x arrow y in F plus x is a superkey of R. Now here point is F plus is actually closure of functional dependency. Now actually the F plus, the concept of F plus or the closure of functional dependency or multi-value dependency, it will be discussed in the next chapter. As of now, if you consider only F instead of F plus, it also works fine. So here just consider it as a F instead of F plus. So again I am repeating what is 4NF. If a relation R has a multi-value dependency, definitely non-trivial multi-value dependency x or y in F, and if x is a superkey of R, then we say that relation R is in 4NF. Again I am repeating, a relation R, if it has non-trivial multi-value dependency x or y in F, and if x is a superkey of that particular relation R, then we can say that relation is in 4NF. So first we have to check whether the relation has multi-value dependency or not. If it has multi-value dependency, then we have to determine whether the multi-value dependency is trivial or non-trivial. If it is non-trivial kind of multi-value dependency, then we have to check whether x is a superkey or not. If x is a superkey, then we can say that relation R is in 4NF. And if the multi-value dependency is a trivial multi-value dependency, then also we can straightway say that it is in 4NF. It will be much more clear if we discuss it with an example. So consider the relation EMP, employee name, P name means project name and T name means dependent name. For Smith, how many project names are there? X, Y. So 2 project names are there. So E name multi determines P name, and for X there is dependent name is John, and for Smith another dependent name is Anna. So again E name multi determines D name. So E name, though the E name multi determines P name and E name multi determines D name, that means the relation EMP have 2 1:n relationship. One is E name to P name, another one is the E name to D name. So in the relation EMP, we have 2 1:n relationship exist. One is between E name to P name, and another one is the ename to dename. So these two 1:n relationship exist. Now, as I have said, the relation, a particular relation has an MVD if it has two 1:n relationship exist, as well as there should be no relationship between multi-valued attribute. Now, second we have to check whether the multi-valued attribute pname and dname has related with each other or not, means they have dependency or not. Let's check. For particular value of pname x, we have dname value John as well as dname value Anna. So for that means for a particular value of x, we have two value of dname John and Anna. Similarly, for a particular value of y, we have two value Anna and John. So that means we can say that dname is not functionally dependent on pname. Similarly, we can say that check that pname is not functionally dependent on dname, because if you provide dname John, we'll getting value pname x, and for John we are getting the value of y. So for a particular value of dname, we are getting multiple value of pname. So pname is also not a functionally dependent on dname. That means these two multi-valued attribute pname and dname are totally independent. So that means the relation EMP have two independent 1:n relationship exists. So we can say that the relation EMP has two MVD. One is ename double arrow pname, another one is ename double arrow dname. So let me write it here. Ename means en, I'm writing in short, double arrow pname. So en multi-determines pn, as well as en multi-determines dname, and in a single line we can write in that way also. Instead of writing in separate line, we can write in that way also. That means ename means employee name multi-determines pname as well as ename multi-determines dname. So two multi-value dependency exists in the relation EMP, and we have to check next task is to check whether these two MVD is trivial or non-trivial. Now check en arrow pn. So first condition is this is x, so this is x and this is y. So y is not a subset of x, means pn is definitely not a subset of en. So first condition does it hold. Second condition, if you union en and pn, then whether we will get back the EMP. No, EMP has three attributes: ename, pname and dname. So if you union between en and pn, then we are not getting the relation EMP. So second condition is also doesn't hold. So neither condition A nor condition B holds. That means that multi-value dependency is non-trivial. In short, I am writing it non-trivial. So I am writing in short non-trivial multi-value dependency. Similarly, ename multi-determines dn or dname, that is also non-trivial multi-value dependency. Now that means the relation EMP has multi-valued attribute first of all. Second, the multi-valued attribute are non-trivial type. Second point is it has non-trivial multi-valued attribute. So the relation EMP will be in 4NF if x is a super key. if it is super key, I am writing in short SK super key, then only we can say that EMP is in 4NF. So let's check whether EN, X means here EN, let's check whether EN is a super key or not. No, definitely X is not a super key, because with the help of EN we are not able to determine ename and pname. Super key means whether with the help of EN whether we are able to uniquely identify a particular record or not. Definitely with the help of ename, for example Smith, we are not uniquely identify a particular record, because if you provide Smith, it will be selected 1, 2, 3, 4 records. So no uniquely identify, we will not able to uniquely identify a particular record. So here En means X is not a super key. That means EMP relation is not in 4NF. If you recapitulate, a relation will be is in 4NF if it has non-trivial multivalue dependency X double arrow Y, and if X is a super key, then the relation will be in the 4NF. But here the relation EMP has a multivalue dependency, and the multivalue dependency is a non-trivial type, but the X is not a super key. Here En is not a super key, so the relation EMP is not in 4NF. So what we have to do, we have to decompose the relation. So how to decompose? We have to decompose based on this multivalued attribute. So one relation will be employee name along with the pname attribute, and another relation will be employee name along with the dname attribute. So these two becomes the sub relation. Now if you consider, let's clear the screen. Now if you consider the after decomposition, whether these two relations are is in 4NF or not. First of all, check whether, consider this one, whether the relation has an multivalue dependency or not. Yes, for a particular value of ename we have multiple value of pname, so that means we can write ename multi-determines pname, so that means that relation has multi-valued dependency. Now check whether this multi-value dependency is trivial or non-trivial. The first condition, this is X, this is Y. Y is not a subset of X, means Pn is not a subset of En, so first condition is not satisfied. Second condition, if you union X and Y, means if you union En and Pn, then yes, we are getting the original relation EMP project. It is true attribute ename pname, so if you combine these two attributes, we are getting the original relation EMP project. That means that MVD is trivial, and if a relation has a trivial multivalue dependency, then we can say that relation is in 4NF. But if a relation has non-trivial multivalue dependency, then we have to check whether X is a super key or not. If X is a super key, then also relation R is in 4NF. But if a relation has a trivial dependency, then we don't have to check whether X is a super key or not. Straight away we can say that relation R is in 4NF. Similarly, same thing also holds for EMP underscore dependent also. Ename double arrow dname, means ename multi determines dname, and that multivalue dependency is also trivial. And if a relation has a trivial multivalue dependency, then we can straightway say that relation is in 4NF. So these two relation is in 4NF. Now another case study regarding 4NF. Consider relation R1 consists of three attributes: roll number, course number, and email. Now it may happen that a student may enroll for multiple courses and student may have multiple emails. That means role multi-determines course. For example, this is the state of a database. In that database, if suppose roll number 1 enroll for course CS503 and the student has email ID rahul@gmail.com, and same student means roll number 1, same student enroll into a different course CS504, and that particular student suppose have another mail ID which is rahul@yahoo.com. Here it is Gmail, here it is yahoo.com. That means a particular student enrolled in a multiple course CS503 and CS504, and the same student have multiple mail ID rahul@gmail.com and yahoo.com. Now the very important point here is that, let me mark it, very important point here is that if these two, only if these two datasets are present, then what happens, it signifies that the course and mail ID some kind of dependency between them. Again I am repeating, only if these two datasets are present in a database, then it signifies that the course and the email have some kind of relationship exists between them. Means there is a functional dependency may exist between email and course, because if you provide CS503, we are only getting unique email ID rahul@gmail.com, but actually in real life that should not be there. Why? Because there should be no relationship between student's email ID and the corresponding enrolled course. That means if these two records are there in a database, then this set of data also should appear in the database. Why? Because same student 1 enrolled in CS503. Now here if you look at CS503 is the course. Here corresponding mail ID is rahul@gmail.com, but here email ID is rahul@yahoo.com. So that means with the help of this data we can break the relationship between course and email. So if this data is present in the database, then that data should also be present in the database. Then only we can signify that, we can highlight that there is no dependency between course and email. Similarly, roll number 1 CS504, here email ID is rahul@yahoo.com. If it appears in the database, then that record should also be appear in the database, because with that data we can break the relationship between course and email, because CS504 has corresponding two email ID. One is rahul@yahoo.com, rahul@gmail.com. That means no functional dependency exists between course and email. So that means we can say that role multi-determines course as well as role multi-determines email, as well as, that means in the relation R1 we have 1:n dependencies are there, as well as the multi-valued attribute course and email has no dependency between them. So we can say that R1 is not in 4NF. Why we can say that R1 is not in 4NF? Because the relation R1 exists two multi-value dependency. One is role double arrow course, another multi-value dependency is role double arrow email, and these two multi-value dependencies are non-trivial multi-value dependency. And if if a relation R has non-trivial multi-value dependency, then we have to check whether X is a super key or not. Here X is role, So role is not a super key. With the help of role, you cannot uniquely identify a particular record, because if you provide roll number 1, we are getting 4 data, 1, 2, 3, 4. So role is not a super key. So R1 is not in 4NF. So simple way, what we have to do, we have to decompose. So one relation will be R1.1 with that dependency roll comma course number. Another sub relation is R1.2 with that set of dependency roll comma unit. But still the relation R1.1 has multi-value dependency role multi-determined scores. But here role multi-determined scores, that multi-value dependency is a trivial type, and role multi-determines email. This multi-value dependency is also trivial, and as we have already said that if a relation has trivial kind of multi-value dependency, then the relation is in 4NF. So these two relation is in 4NF. Now consider another example. Suppose relation is R2, roll, course number and grade. A particular student may enroll in a multiple course. So that means roll. So roll, a particular student may enroll in a multiple course. That means we can say that for a particular role we have a multiple value of course, but we can't write, let me write it, but we can't write roll double arrow course. We can't write here. Why? We can't write roll double arrow course, means can't write means we have to represent that way. Now the question is why we can't write, means no multi-value dependency exists actually. Even if role, a particular role has a multiple value of course, but still we can't write that role multi-determines course. So let me explain that concept. Suppose roll number 1 enrolled into course CS503 and he secured the grade A, and the same student 1 enrolled in another course CS504 and he or she secured grade O, and that means these two data sets are already present in a database. This is fine. A particular student 1 enrolled in CS503 secure E, and the same student enroll in another course CS504 secure O. That means a particular roll number has multiple course value. So 1:n relationship exists, but the point here is that there is a dependency between course and grade. There is a dependency between course and grade. If you look at that, CS503 corresponding value is E, CS504 the corresponding value of grade is O. Why? Because these two data will be in the database, that is fine, but we can't write these two data in the database at the same time. Suppose 1 CS503 comma A already 1 comma CS503 comma E is present. At the same time 1 comma CS503 comma A, it should not be there in the database at the same time. Why? Because a student 1 enroll in CS503 already secured E, and in the same database the same student enroll in the same course cannot get another different marks of that particular subject. That means the grade and the course has some kind of relationship. That means they are functionally dependent. That means we can write C means course, in short I am writing C, arrow G means grade. So grade is functionally dependent on course. Why? If you provide CS503, it should be only one grade, E, because for a particular course of a particular student, there should not be a multiple grade. For a particular course of a particular student, there should be only a single grade. So these two data sets should be there in the database, but this data set should not be appear in database. So we can say that role comma course determines grade, or we can say that grade is functionally dependent on roll comma course. Here I have to write roll also. So roll number 1 enrolled in CS503 definitely have unique value of grade E. It can't have more than one grade for a particular subject. So though the relation R2 have 1:n dependency exists there, but still we can't say that MVD is there, because the multi-valued attribute course and grade have some kind of dependency, and we can easily see that with the help of this functional dependency we can easily get that grade and course have dependency between them. So we can say that the relation R2 has no MVD. So when two related multi-valued attribute present in a relation, then no MVD actually arise. So R2 has no multi-valued dependency in that relation. And this is the references you may go through for more details about the multi-valued dependency and 4NF.